Most leaders get feedback wrong. They're either too soft and nothing changes, or too harsh and trust gets broken. But here's the truth. The best leaders don't just pick a side, they master the art of caring personally whilst challenging directly. And if you want a self-led, high-performing team that doesn't need micromanaging, this is where it starts. So, how do you actually do it? Here's the quick answer up front so you're not left hanging. Great feedback balances two things: care and clarity. Care personally by showing your team you value them, and challenge directly by telling them the truth without sugarcoating it. When you combine them both, feedback stops being painful and becomes powerful. People don't just hear you, they respect you, act on it, and even thank you for it afterwards, which doesn't happen these days often. Now, that's the what, but the real question is, how do you actually pull this off when emotions run high? That's what we'll unpack, so stick with me, because this is where leaders usually mess this up. Let's start here. Most leaders fall into one of four traps. They avoid tough conversations, they sugarcoat until the truth is buried, they drop brutal honesty like a hammer on people, or they hand out fake praise that nobody actually believes. Now, my quick question to you is, which one of these do you find yourself slipping into most often? Every single one of those kills performance because feedback isn't just about checking a box, it's about helping people grow. And here's a quick stat to back this up. 72% of employees say their performance would improve if they got more feedback. 72%. So your people actually want it. The problem is most leaders don't know how to give it in a way that actually lands and people can receive. Here's the catch. Feedback is emotional, right? Too soft, nothing changes. Too harsh, you break trust. And too inconsistent, there's confusion and frustration. Does that sound a bit familiar? That's why so many leaders either avoid feedback or really they just wing it. But here's the brutal truth. When you avoid feedback, you don't just avoid conflict, you actually delay it. And the cost is massive. Low morale, high turnover, and a team that can't move unless you micromanage. You see the irony here? By dodging tough conversations, you actually create the very chaos that you're trying to avoid. So, how do you fix it? Well, the truth is, it starts long before the conversation. 3 pre-work steps that you can take are, number 1, build trust first. If the only time you speak up is when something's wrong, your people will always feel attacked. Trust is built in the everyday, not in the feedback moment. Number 2, clarity or clarify expectations. Most feedback issues are actually clarity issues. If the standard isn't clear, then how can they hit it? Number 3, check your intent, and this is an important one. Ask yourself, am I saying this to help them or to make myself feel better? If it's the second one, then you're probably not ready to have that conversation yet. You see, if you do that pre-work and feedback becomes coaching, not conflict. Now, here's the key moment, and you want to lean in for this part. The best feedback lives in the tension between two opposites: care personally and challenge directly. For example, let's say a team member hands in a report full of errors. Now, you could go soft, say, great job, you just, try harder next time. Nothing changes. Or you could go harsh, this is sloppy and it's unacceptable. Trust destroyed. But here's a better way. Hey, look, I can see that you worked hard on this report, and I appreciate the hours that you put in. One thing that we need to tighten up is the accuracy of the data, because mistakes here could cause big problems down the stream. Let's fix it together. You see the difference there? It's honest, it's direct, but it still shows you care. That's the sweet spot. That's the leadership balance that most people never actually hit. In conclusion, feedback without care is cruelty. Feedback without clarity is useless. But when you combine both, you build trust, clarity, and performance. And here's the kicker. When your team gets feedback like this consistently, they don't just improve, they become self-led. They take on ownership, and they don't need micromanaging. That's the path to clarity, and that's how you lead high-performing teams. Hey, look, if this clicked for you, hit subscribe and tap the next video on your screen where I'll show you the next step to lead with clarity, connection, and impact.